Rain-slicked dirt and spent shell casings crunched beneath hurried boots. The morning assault had come like a hammer, loud, fast, and merciless. The outer wall was breached, torn apart by Black Hornet drones and APCs that thundered through the jungle like juggernauts of steel. Smoke rose from collapsed towers. Fires licked the sky. Muddy footprints crisscrossed the compound as Rax's militia scrambled to regroup. John was in the thick of it, barking orders with a voice hoarse from smoke and fury. Teenagers with makeshift rifles followed his lead, ducking behind crates, skidding through puddles. A displaced family of a mother and 2 children cowered behind sandbags. John made eye contact with the older child and gave a small nod before lunging back into cover. Nearby, James and Lyria took position beside a shattered .50 caliber machine gun.
They're regrouping,
James muttered, surveying the drone swarm pattern.
The next wave comes with heavier toys.
Lyria wiped grime from her tablet screen, fingers flying over maps.
We have 1 shot. Hold this corridor, or we will fall apart.
Suddenly, a thunderous crack tore through the air as the advance guard of Black Hornet's mechanized division arrived. Twin APCs roared into view, flanked by aerial drones scanning heat signatures. The rumble of treads was almost drowned out by the sudden wail of sirens.
Contact!
Lyria shouted to John. They moved in sync, back to back. Rax climbed the watchtower that was half demolished, flames licking its side, smoke curled around him like a cloak. He raised 1 hand, 2 fingers to the sky. Guerrilla fighters surged from behind the wrecked jungle wall, launching a coordinated counterattack. The compound became a war zone. Gunfire shattered the still air. John pulled a wounded fighter behind a crate and returned fire with brutal precision.
Keep your head down!
He yelled, laying down suppressive bursts. James fired HE rounds into the flank of the APC, sparking explosions and shrapnel. From the southern barricade, a drone strike hit with debris and fire raining down. Lyria ducked, bruised but focused. She yanked a javelin launcher from the rack, locked on, and pulled the trigger. The missile shot like a comet, slammed into the second drone, and sent it spiraling into the jungle with a trail of fire. Above them, resistance fighters on zip lines dropped onto rooftops. Makeshift mortars fired from below. Hawk's elite forces pushed harder, trying to break their line. Inside the control shack, James was on radio comms.
We've pushed them back 12 clicks. 1 APC down. Drones neutralized, but we've taken losses. Reinforce the west corridor.
Rax raised his rifle like a baton from atop the tower.
Make it count!
Militia forces surged. John and James moved together, covering each other instinctively now, not as reluctant teammates, but as battle-bonded brothers. Lyria ran past them, vaulting a half-collapsed barrier to take position on the roof, sniping through the smoke. Explosions rocked nearby shipping containers. In the chaos, something unspoken bound them all. The resistance, the operatives, and the man they were sent to destroy. When the smoke finally cleared, the battered compound stood defiant. Survivors raised a torn flag above the courtyard as dusk settled in. Rax stepped down from the tower, face grim but alive. Lyria was beside him, face streaked with soot. John and James joined them, shoulders slumped from exhaustion. They stood there in the muddy courtyard, soaked in sweat and blood, breathing together. That night, under flickering kerosene lamps and inside a war-scarred assembly hall, the truth came out. A long table sat at the center, maps, comms gear, ration packs strewn across it. Rax stood at the head, James, John, and Lyria beside him. Militia commanders filled the room, some leaning on rifles, others nursing wounds.
They didn't come to liberate us. They came to silence us.
He gestured to the walls where intel maps hung, and zones marked with red slashes and mining coordinates. Lyria moved forward and placed a flash drive on the table.
I got this from a Black Hornet outpost before we escaped. It's all here. Corporate contracts, extraction routes, surveillance ops. The hostages we were sent to rescue were corporate negotiators, not victims. Hawk's plan was to fake their disappearance. stage a rescue, then wipe out everyone who knows the truth.
James stared at the files.
So this whole operation is just a cover-up?
We've been played, all of us.
Rax nodded slowly.
I lost a daughter to these people. I sent my granddaughter away so she wouldn't be another casualty. I've made mistakes, but this isn't just about me. It's about every village they flattened. Every child they turned into a number.
I used to believe in the mission. Until I found out who I really was. Who you were.
Her eyes flicked to Rax, then back to James.
And now I believe in something else.
James swallowed hard. The mask of protocol was gone.
We came here to stop a war, but we started fighting in the wrong one.
John stepped forward, shoulders squared.
I'm with you now, whatever happens.
The room went quiet. Rax extended his hand across the table, not as a warlord, but as a man trying to rebuild. One by one, they took it. That night, they didn't sleep. Corridors lit by paper lanterns flickered as fighters moved silently, packing gear. Rax, James, and John passed through the tunnels beneath the compound. Lyria handed James a second flash drive.
This has everything in it. Every file we'll need to expose him.
James nodded.
We make it out. The world sees what Silas Hawke really is.
Their infiltration point was a half-submerged ravine near a Black Hornet command outpost. Fog crawled along the ground. From above, the jungle looked like an open wound. They slipped in under cover of darkness. John planted spyware on comms towers, while James hacked into terminals. Lyria stayed on Overwatch, sniper rifle loaded, eyes scanning every shadow. But stealth never holds forever. A Black Hornet patrol stumbled into their route with flashlights, weapons drawn. Gunfire exploded. The mission turned to chaos. James ducked under fire, yanking hard drives from a field terminal. John lit the night with suppressive rounds. Lyria took out 3 in the first 30 seconds, then broke position to lead them out. Flares cut across the sky. Drones spun overhead. An explosion rocked the south corridor. A PCS rolled in from the east. They were surrounded. Rax arrived in a blaze of gunfire with his militia bursting from the jungle. Reinforcements surged in, creating a bloody corridor for escape.
Move! Now!
Dragging a wounded fighter as bullets ripped the earth. John returned fire, eyes wild with fury.
We're not leaving anyone behind!
Lyria reloaded mid-run, taking one last shot that blew out a drone's rotor. They sprinted through smoke and flame. By the time they reached the extraction point, half the strike team was dead. But they had the data, and they had the truth. The noose was tightening, but now they knew who held the rope.